Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing all? I hope you are doing well, staying healthy, enjoying life and must be planning to improve your life. Here we are to do so. Here daily we read a chapter of a novel to develop reading habit to improve our English, including reading, writing, listening, speaking, vocabulary at the same time, enhancing our knowledge. As we know, reading is the best practice to develop all these things, which help us in many ways. And reading could be one of the good hobby to make a change in ourselves, as we have heard from many personalities that books change their life, add values, widen their knowledge. We can live other lives while reading a book and get all those experience and learn from their mistakes. So, why to commit same mistake if we can learn from them and improve our life? So, join me in this journey to become best version of ourselves. Before starting, I would love to hear your thought in comment section. Remember to like, share with your loved one to change their life as well, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Press the bell icon for daily updates. Today we are going to read Grand Final Day. Grand Final to School. It is a part of novel Like It Happened Yesterday, which is written by Ravinder Singh. Today we are going to read this last chapter of this novel and then we will complete this novel and we'll start from new novel from the tomorrow. I hope you have enjoyed this novel and you will enjoy next one also, which is also written by Ravinder Singh. So we will start from tomorrow that novel. Today, let's read this and see what is there for us and what we can learn from this. So, let's start.
17. Grand final to school. Class 11 started on a brand new note. I opted for the science stream. I promised myself that I would beat everyone else in my class. I now clearly knew what my goal was, and I had planned an entire strategy to achieve it. But then, there came an obstacle, a giant six, one of it, and placed itself right in between my goal and me. He had a name as well, Nitin Ramchandani, a Singhi who hailed from my own town, Burla, and had recently joined my school in class 11. Nitin had one half blackened tooth and a dark patch, almost half an inch in size, underneath his left jaw. Every time you looked at him, he would give you an unnecessary smile. He had studied till class X at St. Joseph's Convent School, yes, the one where girls wore skirts, and had come to Guru Nanak Public School because the convent didn't have classes 11-12, something I too would have had to do had I gone to that school. In the initial days, we used to treat him and all the other new entrants like step classmates, if such a term can exist. It was not a nice thing to do, but it was our way of venting our frustration at not having the privilege of studying at the convent. Why had they had all the fun? However, I was not at all jealous. I was happy that there was finally someone in my class who was from my hometown. In the past 3 years, I'd not known anyone in Burla to whom I could reach out and discuss homework, or sit with and prepare for examinations. It was quite natural, then, that Nitin and I formed a good bonding in the very first month. By the second month, we had visited each other's houses and had eaten meals cooked by each other's mothers. That made us best friends, so we were. And the last minute preparations for a unit test, the late night revisions at his place, and other such things had made us grow even closer. But the results of the unit test made me realize how wrong I was. That giant, with his half black tooth, had grabbed the top rank in my class. I had come second. I could not believe it. I had beaten the old top rank holders but had lost the battle to this grinning monster. There is no pain more brutal than to see your good friend get ahead of you in the race that means a lot to you. From that day onwards, I started envying Nitin. His only crime was that he had scored better than me. On his face, I congratulated him. But behind his back, I started badmouthing him. Itna lamba hai, fir bhi basketball nahi khelta, what a waste of height. He should have been play ing basketball. I kept saying, until it became a matter of public embarrassment for him. Just like other students from the convent school, he was good at English. He was also extremely good at biology. At times, even the bio ma'am would forget the scientific names of some of the organisms from the animal kingdom, but Nitin would remember. Not only that, he would, at times, correct the teacher when she ended up making an unconscious mistake. No, ma'am, the scientific name of the chimpanzee is Pantroglodytes. Hominoidy is for apes, he once corrected the teacher. Lagta hai zoo mein kaam karta hai. Seems like he works at the zoo, I immediately quipped, and everyone laughed. But Nitin laughed along with them, and that shut me up. I had wanted him to feel embarrassed. But, hell, it seemed like he didn't even know the emotion. There is no substitute to jealousy. No matter how many times I went over to Nitin's place to study with him, I would still envy him for being a better student than me. I hated it when our common friends in class approached him, instead of me, to solve their problems. It was part of his practice to read a chapter the day before it was supposed to be taught in the class. So he had an answer for every question, and soon became the apple of every teacher's eye. He was somewhat weak in maths, so he made a smart move to compensate. He started taking tuitions from the school teacher early in the mornings. Nitin's grey Chetak scooter was another reason for my jealousy. While I would go to his house on my bicycle, he would come to mine on his scooter. He was rich and, on weekends, used to ride a green Mahindra Jeep with his leg out on the stepper. I only liked his scooter when he used to offer me the rear seat and take me for a ride to the Burla market. There was a huge difference in Nitin's and my unit test marks, despite the fact that I had doubled my efforts, and started praying as well. I no longer prayed to God for getting me good marks. Instead, as per my new strategy, I would pray to God to limit Nitin's score. Nitin, again, was one of those irritating people who just before the exam would say, Father Rahi hai mere. Bas, Bhagwan, is subject mein passing marks a jayen. I'm in a terrible shape. Please, God, let me at least score passing marks in this subject. Amen. I would say in front of him, but would silently add to his prayer, please, God, hold him at the passing marks only. Sardar, क्यों चटा रहता है तू मेरे से? Chal, ah, exam did hai, Sardar, why do you seem so upset with me? Come, let's go and give the exam, he would say, dismissing the whole issue. On the top of it, my mother and father loved Nitin. They found him sincere as well as easygoing. They would let me go to Sambalpur or other distant places late in the night, if only I went with Nitin. My father knew Nitin's father well. There were only a handful of people in Burla who were highly respected in the society, and Nitin's father was one of them. I loved his parents as well. Even before I knew Nitin, I knew his father. Every summer, when we used to pluck jamuns from our jamun tree, Dad would ask me to take a basket to Nitin's house. In return, Uncle would give me a packet of biscuits or a chocolate. If only his son would have scored a little less than me, the two of us would have been best friends. But destiny had its own plans. The next unit test went by. I slipped to the fourth place this time, while Nitin successfully stayed at the top. Slowly, half a year and a few more unit tests passed by, but nothing changed this pattern. The only change was that now, instead of just our class, the entire school knew Nitin. He became the head boy of the school. He came, he conquered and he ruled, in a school that was mine first, and only then his. It was his habit to agree with everything that the teachers said. If they said yes to something, Nitin would nod his head first, and only later think about what they had said. And when they said no to anything, he too would shake his head. Once I saw him agreeing to two opposite opinions over the same issue with two different school teachers. He was good at marketing. The product he marketed well was himself. How can a boy like you, from a different school, become the head boy in this school? I asked him in frustration one night. Nitin was very forthcoming and honest. He explained things to me that no one had taught me at school. He told me what to do and not to do in order to hold influence. He he gave me some quick tips to get people's attention. He was good at it. Taking a chance, I implemented his lessons, and soon I became a house captain. I realized that it wasn't such a big deal, just a little bit of tact, awareness, and a play of words, and 75% of the work was done. With this sense of achievement, my attitude towards Nitin also changed. He didn't feel like a rival anymore. Rather, I began to respect his wisdom and sincerity towards me. With that, in the last few days of class 12, my hostility towards Nitin also went down. Just like it happens with a month's old New Year's resolution, the importance of becoming a topper in my class also became less. It was pointless to bang my head against the strong willed wall called Nitin Ramchandani. For the first time, I was very comfortable and relaxed during my exams. I had forgiven Nitin for his crime of being better than me. Actually, I was too tired of being jealous. I became more carefree, and that reduced the pressure I used to face while studying. I had again begun to enjoy games, and I did play some of them with Nitin, especially after the class 12 exams were over. What was more, I loved the change. Nitin and I developed a great friendship during the vacation after class 12. I am nervous. Finally, that moment has arrived which each one of us has been waiting for. I know I have done well this time. But what if history repeats itself? Memories from what had happened almost 2 years back keep flashing in my mind. The honking of a scooter temporarily interrupts my fearful thoughts. And then I hear him shouting, Sardar, Jaldi Aja. Sardar, come here quickly. Nitin is bang on time. I tell mom that Nitin has come to pick me up. I touch her feet and run out of the house. She shouts after me, all the best and have faith in God. Outside the gate of my house, I see Nitin on his scooter. He too looks anxious. The two of us exchange smiles. Chal, chal, jaldi kick maar, bhai. Hey, kickstart the scooter quickly. I say to him and hop onto the back seat. The scooter springs to life and, in no time, we are on the highway from Burla to Sambalpur. We talk, but we don't know what exactly we are talking about. We are talking just for the heck of it, just to make each other comfortable. With every mile towards the school, our nervousness starts making its way to our faces. The enthusiastic smiles vanish and a familiar fear creeps in and makes its home between the lines of our foreheads. We know we are moments away from witnessing something that can either lead us to happiness or to sorrow. I am sure about Nitin, but I am only hopeful about my own self. At the entrance of the school, we park the scooter. We are the early birds, there is no one yet out there. Still, we race between us to reach the entrance gallery of the school. The notice board in the corridor is our destination. We make a hard stop at the gallery. Our bodies come to rest, but we continue to breathe hard. In no time, we make ourselves busy trying to spot the freshly clipped A4 sized paper on the board. There are so many of them. The last minute flurry has muddled our minds. We are no longer calm or relaxed. Here, Nitin finally shouts, pointing to the notice board behind me. His words make time stop for a moment. I turn towards him and feel an adrenaline rush. I can almost hear my heart beat now. I read, rank wise class 12, higher secondary examination, CBSE results. I am seconds away from seeing how I have done. Nitin points his finger to the first row. I don't follow his finger too carefully, knowing that he will top the school, as usual. I don't want to waste my time congratulating him, as long as I'm fighting my own fear and trying to know my fate. My eyes scroll down to the second row. I don't see my name. The typing is terrible on the result sheet. I look down to number 3, and then number 4. In my hurry, all I am trying to look for is the initial letter R. I don't see it. My fear is again coming true. Oh God. I am not there in the top 10 rows. I am about to break down. I am shouting that I don't see my name. I am calling out to Nitin and telling him that I don't see my name. He grabs me by my shoulder. He is trying to tell me something, but I am not listening to him. I continue to shout aloud. He slaps me hard. I'm stunned. I ask him if he can find my name. You asshole. What else am I doing? He shouts at me, and then points his finger again to the first row. I finally look at where his finger rests on the board. I read the first alphabet. It is R. I read the rest of the name. It's me. Oh God. It's me. I take my time to understand what that means, and to come to terms with the reality. Sardar. Fatty chatte tutan. Sardar. You have made it. Nitin screams out, and gives me a tight hug. Oh boy. I have finally made it. Yes. 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 I am the topper. I am the top power. It is an unbelievable moment for me. I can't express how I am feeling. I keep staring at the notice board. There are 1,000 things I want to do. But, for the time being, I want to run to my parents. I want to tell them that I have come first in the school. Finally.